Welcome to Cavaletto Studios. I'm Chris. Yoga Stretch and Strengthen on the floor will keep you grounded as we dive deep into the hips, staying close to the earth, leaving you feeling stretched, strengthened, and grounded. So grab that mat, 2 blocks if you need, and let's get started. All right, we're going to begin in child's pose, Balasana. So separate your knees, feet together, and you're gonna walk your hands forward and melt your belly between your thighs. Let your elbows rest on the floor, and then bring your forehead all the way down to the mat. And just feel that nice stretch in the low back, the hips, the knees. Take a couple deep breaths in here. Really focus on that inhale and exhale. Feel your shoulders relax. Notice if there's any tension, maybe a couple shifts side to side. Maybe rock your forehead side to side on the mat. Think about your practice today. Just lengthening and stretching the whole body. Adding a little bit of some core challenges today. Reach the fingertips forward. Lift up your head and look forward at your fingers. And just see how far forward you can slide your hands. Your elbows come off the floor. So you're stretching not only in the back, but the armpit area. And then use the hands to press into the mat and send your hips back further towards your heels. Tilt your chin in so your neck is in alignment with the spine. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. And then bring your fingertips to tense so your palms come off the floor. Just really lengthening again through the arms, through the back. And then we're going to walk both hands to your right. And then once you get comfortable reaching the arms to the right, let your palms melt to the floor. Let your forehead melt to the floor. Feel your body weight shifting towards your left heel or the left side. Option to take your right hand and place it on top of your left hand. A little extra there. And just feel that stretch through the right side of the body. Find your breath. One more breath. And then you'll lift your head just slightly off the floor. Release your right hand off of the left. Bring your fingertips to the floor, lifting your palms. And then walk both hands to your left. And then melt your head to the floor. Option to place your left hand on top of your right. Feel the body shift slightly to your left. Just feel that nice stretch again. Notice if it's in the armpit, the rib cage, the hip. Tuning into the breath again. And then you'll lift your head off the floor, bring your left palm off of your right, go to your fingertips, and again walk to the center. Reach as far as you can, chin tucked, forehead towards the floor. See if you can keep your palms off the floor and just reach forward. And then melt your hands towards the floor, maybe even your forearms. Gently start to shift forward onto the forearms. Bring your knees underneath your hips. So you're on your forearms, and then just do a gentle press into the floor, maybe a little round through the shoulder blades only, still keeping the mid-back flat, and then let your chest melt towards the floor. So you're doing a little shoulder blade push-up here, just loosening up through the upper back and the neck. So the elbows stay down, and you're just doing a little bit of a mini cat-cow through the shoulder blades only. So no rounding of the back, just moving those shoulder blades. Kind of like you're going to pinch the shoulder blades together and then release them as you push your arms into the floor. Then you're going to come all the way up to tabletop, and we're going to bring the hands directly underneath the shoulders. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, push into the tops of the feet, cat-cow. So you're going to round through the back. Nice exhale. And then inhale, lift, look forward. Lift the head, the tailbone, arching the back, and then exhale, round. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, round. And inhale, lift and open. We have one more round of each. Exhale, rounding. And inhale, lift. And then find your neutral spine. Extend your right arm to the front of the mat, left leg, tuck your left toe, extending the left leg, tuck your left toe into the back of the mat, and then lift the leg off the floor. Extended tabletop. Pull the shoulders again away from the ear, find your core strength, find your breath, flexing your left foot. Finding your balance. This is very good for our core, for our back. See if you can lift your left leg higher. And then slowly bring the knee to the floor and the hand. Extend your left arm, right toe to the back of your mat. And then lift the leg off the floor, looking down at your thumb on the floor. Feel the arm and the leg reaching opposite ways. Maybe lift that right leg a little higher. Feeling the glutes working. And then hand and knee to the floor. We're going to separate our knees again. Slide the hips back to the heels like you're going to go into child's pose, but not quite. So keep your left hand reaching out in front of you. Bring your right palm under your left arm. Palm is up. And then slide it underneath. So you're melting towards your right shoulder. And then reach your left arm overhead on the mat. And just feel that nice stretch through the right shoulder. You can always put your head on a block if it's hard to get your head to the floor. Wiggle those fingers. Feel free to use a block for different postures here if needed. Maybe you put your shoulder on a block if it's hard to get to the floor. Now you're going to bring your left hand in, place it close to the head. Use that left hand to come all the way up. Reach your right hand out in front, and then your left palm comes up underneath the right arm, melting it down into that left shoulder. Reach the right arm overhead, and then wiggle those left fingers. Feel the stretch not only in that left shoulder, but that right armpit. One more breath, and then you bring your right hand in close to the head. Let's lift back up and align the body into your tabletop. Knees under the hips and hands under the shoulders. You're going to extend your right arm forward to extended tabletop and left leg straight back. And now it might feel a little easier. And maybe going more into the core for balance, spreading out those fingers on the floor, looking at your thumb on the floor. And then bring your elbow and knee together, touch them underneath the belly, and extend. And let's do that 3 more times. In and out, extend, in and out. And one more. In and out, extend and hold. And then bring the hand and knee to the floor. Extend your left arm out, right leg. And just find your strength. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, looking at the fingertips on the floor. You're going to pull your elbow and knee together, meet under the belly, and extend. Good. In and out. 2 more. In and out. And you have 1 more to go. In Out and extend, flex that right foot, and then bring the hands and knees to the floor. Excellent. One more set of cat-cow. Spread the fingers, push into the tops of the feet, round the back. Nice exhale. And then inhale, lift the head, lift the tailbone, arch the back. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. And you have 1 more to go. Exhale, round. And inhale, lift. And then find your neutral spine. From our tabletop, we are going to take the right foot and you're going to bring it forward. Now, if it's hard to get the foot forward, use a block. If this feels very tight, use your right hand maybe to push that right foot forward. And as you bring that foot on the mat, you're going to shift your hips and make sure your knee is directly over your ankle. You don't want to be here, because that's a lot of pressure on the ankle and the knee. So bring that foot right underneath the knee. Push into the top of your left foot. If you need a blanket or a pillow under your left knee, feel free. And then you're going to push into your right heel and then bring the hands up to your right thigh. So bringing the hands up to your right thigh and just lengthen through the spine. Notice what you have going on in that left hip flexor if it feels tight. And you're just breathing here, inhaling and exhaling, expanding all the way through the belly, the rib cage. Option to reach your left arm up, or maybe even your right. You can even bring the palms together if that's in your practice, pressing your biceps into the ears, but relaxing those shoulders down. And again, taking those breaths. Then from here, you're going to bend your elbows and bring your palms together to heart space. And you're going to twist to the right, bringing the forearm to the thigh, pressing the palms in together. Seeing about stacking those shoulders. And just find your breath. Again, still pushing into that hip, pushing it forward, pushing into the bottom of that whole right foot. And then slowly release. Good. Hands on the inside of that leg. And then walk it slowly backwards, shifting back to tabletop. And now if you need to shift your pillow or your blanket to the other knee, because we're going to bring the left foot forward. Very slowly, just use your other arm to pull it forward if needed. Shift your hips, make sure your knee is over your ankle. Left hand, always push it into the thigh, not the kneecap. And then gently lift yourself up, placing your hands on the thigh. Notice again, this time we're checking in with the right side of the body. That right hip flexor looking out in front of you. Align those shoulders, ears over shoulders. Option to lift your arm into the air, or the both. Pushing into the top of that right foot, the bottom of your left. Option to bring the hands together, biceps into the ears, shoulders relaxed. Finding your breath. And then bringing your palms to heart space. And let's twist to the left, pressing the palms together, stacking those shoulders. And just tuning into the different areas of the body that you're feeling the twist and the stretch, the torso down into the hip flexor, and then slowly coming back to center, bringing the hands to the floor. On the inside of the knee, go ahead and slide that leg back. Find your tabletop and just gently drop your hips side to side. Notice if there's any tension in that hip, that glute. And then coming back to your center. Now this time you're going to take your right leg, you're going to extend it all the way to the back of the mat. Leg is straight, flex, point, circle that ankle. Change direction. Feel that core starting to fire up. Now take that leg, you might want to lift it up, and then kick it all the way forward again. This time you're going to bring both hands on the inside of the right knee and just walk that foot over towards the right edge of your mat and let the knee fall open so you go to the outside edge of your right foot. Keep your left hand on the floor. Again, use a block here if you'd like. Place your right hand on the inside of that right thigh, push the knee open, and then twist towards that right knee. Option to push into your back foot on the floor, maybe even lift the foot off the knee off the floor by pushing into your foot. So you're really lengthening and stretching through that whole left hip flexor as well as that right knee and inner thigh. And then lower the knee to the floor. If it's off, bring the hands back to the floor. Bring your right foot flat on the floor. Now you're going to keep that right foot forward, but we're going to change the placement. So from the right edge of your mat, you're going to walk your right foot to the left side of your mat. You're going to now drop the foot to the outside edge, going to pigeon. So work your way so the leg is close to parallel with the front of your mat, and then push into that top of your left foot and your left knee, and just scoot yourself gently back into pigeon. Option to place your hand on your right thigh, right hand, left hand on the shin, and again, just rock it side to side, letting the body adapt. If you want a pillow, blanket, block under that right hip, if it's very far from the floor, please do that. That will help protect the knee. And you can also go into reclining pigeon, where you lay on your back, cross that right ankle over the left thigh for a figure four. So then we're going to release the hands to the front on the mat, and then gently walk your hands forward, melting forward onto pigeon. You can stack your hands, place your forehead on your hands or your head on the mat, and just let your forearms rest. Just breathe here. Feel that stretch in the hip, in the left hip flexor, right glute and hamstring. Tune into your breath. Notice how your breath feels as the air comes in and out through the nose. See if you can melt a little deeper into your posture without forcing anything. Last breath. Then slowly start to walk it up. Bring your hands in close to the shin. Lengthen through the spine, placing those hands down and lifting the crown of the head to the sky. And you might feel a little extra stretch through that left side of the body. Tuck your left toe under. So you can slowly start to release that right knee back, coming back to tabletop. And in tabletop, you're going to drop your knees side, or your hips side to side. That's a nice little drop. And then find your center. You're going to take your left leg and you're going to extend it to the back of the mat, lifting the straight leg up. And then circle the ankle, point and flex, circle the opposite way, just moving it around. And then lift the leg a little higher, and then bend the knee and pull it through so the left foot comes forward. And use the hand if you need to. Both hands are going to be on the inside of your left foot. Feel free, again, use a block if needed. And you're going to walk your left foot a little closer towards the left side of your mat, pushing into that right foot behind you. You can have a mat or a blanket, something under your knee if needed. Take your left hand and place it on the inside of your left thigh. Right hand on the floor. Push that left knee open. So you go to the outside edge of your foot. Rotate your shoulders towards your right shoulder towards that left knee. So you're stacking your shoulders, opening it up. Maybe push into the top of your right foot, lengthened on the floor. So you really feel a right hip stretch. And find your breath. One more breath. And one side might be easier than the other. Then we're going to release that knee, bring the foot back to the floor. Start to walk your left foot across the mat to the right side. So then you go to the outside edge of your left leg. You're going to come to pigeon. Start to inch your body back. So you start to shift side to side. Take your time getting into your posture. That top right foot is on the floor. Bringing your left hand onto the thigh, left thigh, right hand onto the shin or the ankle area, not pushing into the bone, and just do a gentle rock side to side. Sometimes the body needs time to ease into a posture if we feel very tight, and just doing the little rocking can help the body adapt, help the fascia tissue hydrate, and it glides so we move better. Don't feel as much tension. And then bring your hands in front of your shin. And again, you can always lay on your back for a reclining pigeon if that's in your practice. And then bring your hands in front. You can stack the hands, bring your forehead to the mat. You can release, bring your forehead to the hands or all the way down. Release let the elbows rest. You can even reach the arms in front. And even when you're here, maybe you rock a little side to side. Maybe you push into the top of your right foot, taking the pressure off of your right knee. And then you melt a little deeper into that left hip and hamstring and glute. Think about relaxing your shoulders, tune into your breath. So the longer you hold the posture, the more the tissue hydrates, the more relaxed you can be, the deeper you can go into the posture without forcing anything. One more breath. Then you'll start to lift your head and you'll walk your hands in close to the shin, lengthening and lifting. Then tuck your back toe under. Slowly slide your left knee back, coming to tabletop. For the last time, spread out the fingers, drop those hips side to side. You might feel a little extra blood flow through the hip area, the hip joint, and that's good. Now you have the option of crossing the legs and having a seat, or bringing the knees and feet to the side and then extending out to a nice tall dandasana or staff pose. Legs out in front of you, give them a shake, maybe press the palms into the floor, and just sit up tall. Feel your body grounding into the floor. Now you're going to take your right leg and you're going to hug it into the chest, give it a squeeze, and then bring that leg across the thigh so the foot goes flat on the floor. Take your left arm and I want you to wrap it around the right knee. Reach behind you and lift and lengthen. At the same time, you're flexing your left foot. Just a nice little twist. Look over your right shoulder if you can, a little further. And then come back to center, staying right here. Now I'm going to give you an option for a little deeper. You can stay here and we're going to repeat the stretch, or lean slightly to your left and bend your right knee and bring your right heel to your left heel to your right butt cheek. All right. And then take your left arm, reach it around, grab hold of that right knee, lift and twist. Or you can always keep that left leg straight. Bring your right hand behind you as a kickstand, lengthen and lift. And then from here, we're going to counter stretch. So I want you to slowly come up and over. Take your left elbow, your right elbow. Take your right elbow, place it on the inside of your right knee. Left arm behind you, lift and twist to the left. And look behind you over your left shoulder. From here, we're going to release. Extend both legs out in front of you, nice and straight. Give them a shake and a flex. Flex those feet. Maybe get those heels off the floor. If you need to put your hands down, that's fine. And then relax, shake them again. This time you're going to pull your left knee towards the chest, and then bring that left foot over the top of the right thigh, pushing the foot flat on the floor. Hug that left knee with your right hand. Left arm behind you, flex your right foot. Lift and twist, look over that shoulder. As we progress, we can get deeper into our postures. And again, never force it. Listen to your body. Now we're going to release the leg, come back towards the center. Now maybe you repeat what we just did, or you bring this foot, that right foot, over towards your left glute. And just make sure you're not sitting on the foot. We don't want to be sitting on that glute, on the heel. That would be uncomfortable. Then you're going to take your right arm again, wrap it around that left knee, left hand behind you, lift and twist again. And find your breath. Feel the belly expanding into the thigh. One more breath. And then we're going to come back to center and release. Slowly extend the legs out front and just give them a shake. Now you're going to take your right leg in again. You're going to let it fall open this time, the bottom of your foot up against your thigh. If that bothers your knee, you can bring the foot further down. And also, if your leg is up, please put a block underneath that thigh to give it some support. Flex your left foot, lift and lengthen. We're going to bring the hands to the floor. And as the hands are on the floor, they're going to be our support as we lengthen through the spine. And then start to walk your hands forward, but try not to round through the back or collapse. Just lengthen and lift, and I want you to just hold it here and relax your elbows. So again, think of your spine tall. Now, keeping that spine nice and flat and tall, crown of the head still reaching diagonally forward. See if you can walk your hands a little further. Wiggle your leg, like shake your leg side to side. Notice the tension start to melt away, and see if you can walk a little further. Feel the tension, shake it out, shake that leg side to side. And just notice what's going on, maybe in the opposite side on that low back. And walk the hands forward again on either side of that leg or foot. Shake out that tension. You're still tall through the spine. Maybe tuck the chin slightly so your neck is in alignment with the spine. Maybe you can walk your arms a little further forward. Shake it out. Notice where you're feeling it. Maybe it's hamstring, maybe you're in the calf. If you pull your toe up a little, you might go more into the calf or deeper hamstring. You're going to take both hands, and I want you to walk your left hand on the right hand on the outside. Walk your right hand to the outside edge of your right ankle or foot or knee, wherever it can reach. Maybe you're up here. Place it on the outside, anywhere on that leg or the ankle. Lengthen through the spine. Really think about your body lifting, and then rotate to the left. Reach your left hand behind you, like you're trying to reach for something as you press into the foot. And just breathe. You might feel it in the upper back, maybe in the torso. And then slowly release. Come back to center, place both hands on either side of the leg or the ankle. Lift and lengthen through the spine. And then start to melt again forward, keeping that back as lengthened as you can. You're feeling that hips rotate. You might go even further down. Some of you might be able to get your elbows to the floor. And then walk your body up using your palms on the floor. Lengthen and lift. And just feel that nice, tall spine. Just let everything rebound back to where it goes. Shoulders are down and back. Your chest is open. Take a deep breath in and out. Go ahead and pull your right knee into the chest and then release it back out to the front. And just give those legs a shake. And if you used a block on that right side under that thigh, make sure you use it for the left. We're going to pull that left knee in. Just give it a squeeze. Let it fall open, bottom of the foot up against the thigh. And sit tall. Again, if your knee is up, place that block right under there. If you're not sure how to do that, you just bring the block in right there. And it just gives you a little support, less pressure on the back or the spine. Always having those blocks available. All right, so that leg is straight out from our hip. The knee is bent. Again, this leg wherever it feels comfortable. Hands on the floor. Nice tall spine. Let's start to walk the hands forward, looking out in front of you, and just go to where you start to feel that stretch as that hip rotates, and just stay there and breathe. The toe is to the sky, not falling open, not pointing forward, just straight up. Now, you're going to stay tall, walk the hands a little forward. You might feel a little tension, so shake it out. Shake out that leg. And then hold it still. It might feel a little easier, so walk the hands forward. Find your tension, shake it out. Great way to lengthen and stretch the hamstrings, the calf, but not rounding into the back. So we really want to think about lengthening. So we're not collapsing down like this, we're lifting and opening. Shake it out, walk the hands further forward. Moving that foot where you need, when you need it to move. Tune into that breath. Relax the shoulders. Think of your neck, the back of your neck, nice and straight from the spine up. So you're not just collapsing through the back of the neck. Tuck the chin slightly now that you're leaning forward. Good. Walk the hands forward a little more. Give a little shake. And toe is up. Now from here, you're going to take your left hand and you're going to reach it to the outside edge of your right leg, somewhere on the leg, anywhere, wherever you're reaching. Stay tall through the spine, lengthen and lift. Start to rotate to the right. Reach your right arm back. Maybe if you have shoulder issues, again, you can always put your hand on the shoulder, on the hip. The toe is up. Pushing into the side of the leg or the ankle so you can twist. One more breath. Notice the upper back. And then slowly come back to center and bring both hands on either side of that leg. Lengthen through the spine as you push your palms into the floor. Walk them forward. Give a little shake. Notice the difference. Maybe you can go further now. Maybe your elbows can go to the floor. One more breath. And then with your palms on the floor, use them to walk yourself all the way up. Nice and tall. And then you're going to bring that, let's extend both legs out before we cross our legs. Give them a shake. Let that blood flow come back. Move that block to the side if you were using one. Now you're going to crisscross your legs. Come to an easy seat. And you can have either leg in front that feels good to you. You're welcome to sit on a block. And again, if your hips are up like this, you would put a block on either hip to give you some support in that spine. Or sit on one and sit nice and tall. Now you're going to reach your right hand to the floor to the right side, left arm up and over, and just reach. Some of you might be able to get your elbow to the floor, but make sure that left knee doesn't come up. And then slowly windmill it all the way to the other side. Reach that right arm up. And maybe you're just holding onto the floor for balance, or the elbow can come down. And just breathe. And then slowly, one more time, let's go over to the right. Notice the difference. Lift that left arm. And transition to the left, reaching it over. We're really stretching through that whole right side of the body, the rib cage, the torso. Come all the way back to center. Place the hands behind your back and then switch legs. So the opposite leg goes in front. It might feel a little awkward. And then lift yourself up nice and tall. And again, same thing with the blocks. They can be under your thighs, or you can be sitting on a block. This time we're going to reach the left hand out to the side, place the palm down, reach the right arm up and over. Option to drop to the elbow. The side, notice it's a little tighter, so I tend to try not to drop forward. I have to think a little extra to open up so my elbow doesn't quite go down all the way. And that's all right. Each side's a little different. And then we go to the other side. Maybe this is your easy side. Maybe both sides are easy for you. Reaching it over. Open up that chest. And then one more time to the left. Find your breath. Notice where the tension is. Do you feel it down by the hip, up into the armpit? Do you feel that rib cage? And then slowly, last one to the right. And then coming back to the center. Let your arms relax next to the body. So moving on up, we got our hips all stretched out, legs going into the torso. Let's get the shoulders, arms out to the side. And then take your right arm, crisscross it under the left. So your elbows cross. And we're going to find our eagle arms. So you're going to bend the elbows, bring the palms together. If you're not quite getting there and you have to let go of those elbows, a variation is to cross your elbows and then place your palms on your shoulders and lift and lower your elbows. So they're crisscrossed. So either variation is fine, feeling that stretch in the shoulder as you draw the elbows up and down. One more. And then you're slowly going to release, reach the arms all the way out to the side, and let's do the other one. So this time, the left comes under the right, and you're going to eagle arms up and down, or place your hands on the shoulders. And just slide those elbows up and down. And just notice how those shoulders feel. Is there any tension in them? One more. And then we unwind those arms, reach them out, and let them float to the floor. Just feel that sensation through the shoulders as your chest opens up. Now, if you have any blocks, we're going to release the blocks, and we're going to come down. You're going to unwind the feet. And you're going to transition onto your elbows and your belly. So place your forearms and your hands, your elbows on the floor. Extend the legs behind you so you're laying, relaxing on that belly and those hips. Spread out your fingers and press the palms and the forearms into the mat like you're going to drag yourself forward. So as you're doing that, again, pressing into the floor, pulling your elbows back by your hips. as they press in. You're not really moving them back. So this way the upper body lengthens and lifts. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Really feel that neck lengthening. And then find your breath, look forward. You don't want to feel any pinching in that low back, but you want to feel a nice extension. Find that breath. Feel the belly expand and contract as you breathe, especially on the exhale. When you exhale, lift everything from the inside up so you get all the air out. Now we're going to tuck our toes under. So we're going to add a little core challenge here that we're nearing the end of the practice. So we want to build and keep up that heat where everything is flowing, the blood flow, the fascia tissue can glide a little easier. So pressing into the floor with the palms, start to tuck your chin slightly and lift yourself toward your knees. You start to feel that core engaging. Then you're going to lift to a full plank. Do the best that you can. I'll give you a variation in a minute to make it a little simpler if this is super challenging for you. You're going to walk your feet all the way together, and then you're going to drop your hips towards the right, and you're going to stack your feet so you go on the outside edge of your right foot. And then you're going to lift and lower the hips. 5 times. Lift and lower. Both elbows stay down on the floor, and both shoulders stay on level, parallel with the floor. Go ahead, give me one more. Lift and lower. Now, if you were on the knees, you just go onto the knees and do a little lift and lower towards the side, that right side. So finish up if you're on the knees, and then we're coming back to center, and we're just going to repeat. So feet together, stack the feet as you drop your hips to the left, outside edge of the left foot, and lift and lower. Both elbows stay on the floor. It's not a side plank. It's an elbow plank with a twist and a lift and lower. Keep lifting and lowering those hips. One more. And if you're on your knees, you're just lifting and lowering that hip. And then come back to center, full elbow plank. Walk the feet apart, and then lower all the way to the belly. Untuck your toes. Press into the palms only. Maybe release your elbows. Otherwise, you can keep your elbows down. A little extra extension. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale out. Bring your hands next to the rib cage, and then exhale, push the floor away, and slide into child's pose. Stretching out the back. This time you're going to take your forehead to the mat, reach both hands behind you, hold on to the bottoms of the feet, tuck the chin, a little rounding in the back. Stretch it, pull the shoulders away from the ears, and then release. Bringing your hands back to the floor. Coming all the way up, slide onto either hip so you can bring your feet in front, bend your knees, and scoot yourself all the way towards the front of your mat so you have room behind you. We're not quite laying down yet. We do want to do one boat pose. So hold on to the thighs, lengthen through the spine, start to lean back. And again, you can hold on to the thighs or you can let go. Maybe you float your boat, bring your feet parallel with the earth, releasing the arms, flex your feet, and reach your fingertips towards your feet. Knees are bent, but you're still long through the spine. Point your toes, extend the legs, reach the arms open. Maybe lift the legs a little more. Find your breath. One more breath, a little extra core. And then bend the knees, hug the knees, see if you can float the feet above the floor. And then place your feet flat, and we're going to lower ourselves all the way back onto the floor. Knees stay bent. Walk your shoulders away from your ears. Walk your feet in closer to the hips. And just feel your low back now melting into the floor. Bring your right knee in, give it a squeeze, hug it into the chest. Extend your left leg all the way to the front of the mat and flex your left foot. And then extend your right leg to the sky, holding onto the back of the thigh. Some ankle rotations. Helps loosen things up, and then change direction. Maybe pull that leg a little closer to the thigh. Option to walk your hands higher up or slide them up onto the calf. Some of you might be able to hold on to your big toe. You can always use a strap or just hold the back of that thigh. And then you're going to release the knee, give it a squeeze. Place the foot flat on the floor, knee bent. Hug your left knee into the chest. Extend that right leg to the front. Both feet are flexed, heels pressing forward. And then extend that left leg up. Hold behind the thigh. Walk the shoulders away from the ears. And then rotate the ankle. Change direction. And then option to walk your hand higher up onto the calf. Some of you might be able to hold on to your toe. Maybe one side's easier than the other. And then let the knee bend. Place both the foot flat on the floor. Bring your right knee into join, so both feet flat. Walk them in close to the hands, reaching your fingertips towards your heels or your ankles. And again, spread out those shoulder blades. Let the palms, the arms relax on the floor. Press into the feet, lifting to a bridge. Try not to let the knees fall open. Keep them in alignment. Take another breath here. And then on your exhale, lower your hips nice and slow, all the way back down to the ground. And then bring your arms to cactus arms. So the elbows are bent, the backs of your hands are on the floor. You're going to walk your feet and knees all the way together. And then drop the knees to your right, stacking the knees, and look to the left, keeping both shoulders down. Just enjoy that stretch. One more breath. And we're going to bring our head to neutral and then slowly let the knees come back. The feet go back flat on the floor. Realign the spine. Bring the knees and feet together. And then drop both knees to your left and turn your head to the right. Keeping the shoulders down, finding your breath. Noticing if one side is more challenging than the other. And then we'll bring the head back to neutral. Let your knees come back to center. And then hug both knees into the chest. See if you can hold on to your wrists, forearms, or elbows in just a little gentle rock side to side. Extending then now both legs all the way up. Flexing the feet and then really give them a good point. Feeling the stretch through the front of the shins there. Flex. Let the feet just hang out. Let them rest. Give them a little wiggle. Option to let go of the thighs. Relax your arms. And then just take that right leg and let it slowly float to the floor. Straight leg. All the way down. And then slowly let the left leg join it. Bringing it all the way down. And let the legs fall open. Walk the shoulder blades away, finding your Savasana. Turn your palms up. And again, feel those shoulder blades separate on the floor. Close your eyes if you're comfortable to do so. And just feel the energy running through your body. We did a lot of Stretching and moving through the hip joints, up through the torso, some of the shoulders. And we also did some strengthening. But everything on the floor, just to make you feel good. One last breath. If you would like a full body stretch, to finish up, you can point your toes, reach your arms over your head, take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your arms down next to the body, and you can roll to your side, or you can hug your knees onto your back. It's up to you, because you're going to take your time coming up from your Savasana, sitting up nice and tall in any seat that feels good to you. You're welcome to sit on a block or blanket. But check in with that posture as you sit nice and tall. Pull the chin into alignment, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, palms to heart space. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.